Are you looking for a way to organize your business and life all in one place? Well, then you're in luck. Today, we're going to discuss an incredible tool that can help you boost your productivity, improve your processes, and even grow your Etsy shop. The tool we're talking about is Notion. It's a powerful, all-in-one workspace that can be customized to suit your needs as an Etsy seller. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use Notion to organize your business, track your progress, and save time on everyday tasks. So let's dive right in. All right, so I am here on my Etsy Seller Hub. This is a template I've fully created myself. You can really recreate each and every pages yourself without any problem, but otherwise it will be available in the description if you just don't want, the hassle. But I must admit, Notion has completely changed my life in terms of organization and productivity, and I just could not live without it, both for my business with YouTube and with my Etsy coaching, but also with my Etsy shop itself. So I'm going to show you each pages that I have here and everything that you can do in your own Notion. Notion is fully free. You don't have to pay anything to start. You can eventually pay for one of their paid plans if you were to share your pages with people that you work with, for example, or if you wanted to use the AI. There's an AI tool that is absolutely amazing. I'm not going to show you this much in detail in this video because I'm planning on creating a video on AI tools that you can use for Etsy. Let me know if that is interesting for you in the comments. But here we are. That is the dashboard. So that is the main front page of the Etsy Seller Hub. You have here the title that I have at the moment, that is the Etsy Seller Hub. But if you wanted to, once you have downloaded and uploaded this template to your own Notion, you can change it to your own Etsy shop name. And here, if I scroll down, you're going to see really what the dashboard is about. So I have at the top the navigation that is going to stay on all the pages with, in my opinion, the most important pages. So you have the vision, you have the goals, you have the habit tracker, you have the content planning, projects planning, and sales. This can be changed if you wanted to. You can change that to what you believe is the most important for your business. But this is how I set it up for my own Etsy shops. And on the left here, you're going to see the navigation with all the pages I have created. So we have 3 sections right now, which is the Etsy shop, the organization, and then the planning. All of these pages are fully included in the template that I have in the description, but you can add, if you wanted, your own one, if you have, one specific page that you want to add. And as time goes by, I will also probably update this template to add more pages and include more content, more valuable content that will be interesting for you as Etsy sellers. And also, if you were to purchase this template today, every new update that will be added will be free of charge for you. You will get all the new updates that will come in the few years or months to come. Let's start with the front page. As I said, you have the navigation, but you also have some nice to-do lists here with important tasks. You have event, meetings, and reminder, and some brain dump. I love using the brain dump for when I have a product idea, or I found a shop that is quite interesting and I just don't want to forget it. I'll put it in the brain dump and then I will organize it in my pages later. You also have the calendar. If you scroll down here, you can use it by month, or you can also use it by week. I personally use it for the batch working sessions I have. I like to batch work when it comes to creating products on Etsy, which means that I will spend one day creating the product, spend another day creating the listings, another one creating the photos, another one doing the keyword research, and then another one adding the listings to Etsy, to my Etsy shop. So this is the way I like to do it, and I love the fact that I have the calendar in my dashboard on the front page, because that way I know exactly what I need to do for the month and for the week. All of this is super, super useful. All of this, again, can be fully edited, and you can add, remove, change whatever you want, and this is pretty, I would not say it's easy to set up. It's definitely doable. Once you will know a little bit more about Notion, you can recreate all of that yourself if you wanted to. So if I go in the navigation here, this is, in my opinion, where the magic happens. In the first section in the Etsy shop, we start with the branding page. If I click on this, again, as I said, you keep the navigation at the top with the important pages that you can change. And on this branding page, you will see a few different sections. So you have the brand colors, which I think is super useful. When you have a brand identity that you have really worked on, you have a color palette, you have some logos, some fonts and things like that. It's important to keep everything in one place because it's very easy to forget about it. I will always forget, for example, the hex code for my colors. So having them in one page is super, super useful. These are not necessarily my colors, but these were just examples of colors that I could find. If you wanted to replace them, I just created these squares in Canva and then uploaded the JPEG file directly on Notion. And then you can, update it with your own brand colors. I have the logo variations, again, super easy to upload by just, adding your image. I have 2 variations here, but you could also have, a few more variations depending if you also have the seller profile picture. If you have, for example, also a different Instagram logo or a different TikTok logo, all of these logo variations, you would want to add them here. I have the typography. So this is not, again, necessarily my typography, my font, but it's just an idea, an example of what you could use it for. Again, I always forget the font that I use, for my logos or for my tagline. And then I spent ages trying to find it again. This won't happen. And now that I have this template that I have created in Notion, I will just put the font name and I can go back to this page and find exactly what I'm looking for. And then at the bottom, you have the inspiration mood board kind of section. So you would want to add images here that kind of go with your brand identity, just things that inspire you, really, so that what your goals are, what you want your brand to look like. So this is just small mood board inspiration, especially, for example, when you're creating your branding or your brand identity. It's good to have some images to look at and to use as example and as inspiration when you're creating your logo, your banner, and all these visual elements. So this was the branding page. If you wanted to go back to the home section, to the home page, you can click on this button here, or you can click on the Etsy Seller Hub at the top here. Both will bring you to the exact same page. So this was the first page with the branding. Then you have the buyer persona. I would definitely recommend that you add a buyer persona page to your Notion, because I find it super, super useful to go back to and read once in a while, every 6 months, I'd say, and, remind yourself who you're trying to sell to. Who is your target audience? Who is buying from you? Who really resonates with your content, with your product? So for example, on this buyer persona, I have a photo just to have a kind of like visual representation of who I'm working for, who I'm trying to sell to. And then on the right here, you have some more information. So you have the about, the bio. This can be very, very specific or not so specific, depending on, what you're trying to achieve. I try to be a little bit specific with, where they live, the type of pain points that they have, just some sort of like small bio that will explain a little bit, again, who I'm targeting, who I'm trying to sell to. I have here also the goals that usually would have been in line with my product. I kind of went with home decor. So for example, their goals would be to improve the look of their home, make the house feel homely, and keep the decoration budget low, because obviously they want to focus on things that matter a bit more for them. So for example, furniture. And then you also have the pain points. For example, decoration is expensive, which is the case. Struggle to pinpoint an exact style. So again, that is interesting for me to know the pain points, so that I can create products that are in line with these pain points, trying to target these pain points with my product. So for example, decoration is expensive. That could be a pain point that I could try to use and create products that are more on the cheaper side or that give more value, so that this person, my target audience, my buyer persona, will want to go and buy from my shop. Struggle to pinpoint an exact style she likes. That's also an interesting pain point, because that means that I can create multiple styles, different products, different types, different themes to target the multiple styles that this person might like. And then finally, the personality, joyful, extrovert, full of tone duration. All of this is just interesting in terms of the language. I always say that it's very, very important for you to know the way your customers want to be talked to, what language, what keywords, what terms are they using on a daily basis that you would want to use as well in your marketing language when you're talking to them on social media, in your descriptions, and basically everywhere. And then here I just have also a few examples of, the name, the age, the occupation, the income. All of this is just to be sure to try and be as specific as possible, so that again, who you're talking to, and so that you can write your descriptions, write your email marketing, your social media posts with your buyer persona in mind. So very, very powerful page. I would definitely recommend that you add that as well to your Notion. I look at mine every 6 months to a year, just to remind myself, all the products that I'm creating, are they still in line? Am I still targeting this person effectively? Going back to the home page, we have the third page that I would definitely recommend that you add to your Notion as well, which is
products. Here we start with the main kind of like product page with the product gallery. You would be able here to add all your products with some images, and if I click on it, each page has more information. So for the product information, that could be your title, for example, the product link, product cost, which is super useful for you to keep track of the cost of materials, the cost of shipping, packaging. All of this could be in here so that you have the full cost and that you know exactly this product 1, for example, will cost me that much. And this will be my profit because I have the price here. I will say that this page might not be as easy to use and maybe as useful if you were to have a lot of products. I'm talking hundreds, if not thousands of products. I don't think you could add all of them in there. But if you're starting out, if you want to keep track of, new products that you're adding to your Etsy shop, I definitely think this would be extremely useful. And then on the right here, you can see 2 more pages that I have created that are super useful. First one is the product ideas. I use this page when I find an amazing idea on Etsy, on Google, on social media, and I want to keep it and remember. And then I will use this page to eventually keep track of whether this is just an idea and I haven't really validated it, whether it's been validated in creation process or it's been created. If I go in the board view, you will see all these sections, whether it's an idea here, it's an idea to validate, it's been validated, or the creation has been started, or it's been created. And what's great with Notion, again, is that this is a board that can be completely edited. So for example, if you want to have product idea number 2 validated because you've checked your market and it's working well, I can move it to validated and it's going to update it. And it's all very fluid and it flows really well and it works really well. And when it comes to, market research and product research, it's very important to stay organized, to not forget where you are, where you started, and that is exactly what this page is all about. It will also be changed on the table view here, and you can change it right here on the table view. So let's say, for example, product idea number 3, it's not actually created, it's in creation process. I can remove created. And if I go back to the board, you can see that now product 3 is under creation process started. So very useful. I would definitely recommend you use it. If I go back to the previous page here, the other very interesting page I would recommend you add is a competitors research. So I would probably recommend that you use this competitors research page when it comes to validating your product idea. On this page, I have created a table, very easy again to create, with the competitors' product, the price, and then the rating system where I can see whether their product photography are really good or really bad, the product descriptions the same, and the SEO. And then I can have a little bit of text about their strength, their weaknesses, and the keywords they've used, as well as the product link. I think this is probably going to be very useful when it comes to validating a product idea, to check a competitor's product, see what is done well and what isn't done so well. You can change these ratings here very easily with 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, etc. Do the same with product description, do the same with SEO. And for example, if competitor's product number 2 has good SEO, I would add the keywords here so that I can eventually get inspired with these keywords and use similar ones. Now going back to the Etsy Seller Hub dashboard, the last page that I absolutely love is the SEO and keyword tracker page. So on there, you're going to find again a table where you can add your keywords. All the keywords that you will find, you can add them here and have the average searches, average CTR, competition, and the average price. So this is information that you can find on eRank or Sales Samurai. So I would definitely recommend that you add this, because again, that would allow you to see clearly, for example, that keyword 3 may have less average searches. It also has a lot less competition and the average price is much higher. So it's actually quite interesting to target this keyword. And then once you have a list of keywords that you like and that you want to use, I use these keyword groups here. So instead of group 1 or group 2, you would probably have your product type. For example, you would have, let's say, I don't know, mug, t-shirt, something like that. And then under each of these groups, you can have all your 13 tags that you can just simply copy and paste into your listings. Super easy, and I love using this page because it makes creating listings such a breeze. Going back to the Seller Hub, this was all the things that I had for the Etsy shop section. Now it comes to organization. So we have first the vision, which I also really like. So the vision is both for your business and for your personal life. So let's start with the business. Here you have a table with the vision, the target audience and the needs. Again, it's a little bit linked to the buyer persona. And I would definitely recommend that you not necessarily use the same text, but make it kind of connect. I had some more information about what the purpose of your business is, who your target audience or your target users are, and what problems your products are solving. And all of this you want to keep in this table. And as you can see here, I put a little review date, which will be on the 1st of January 2024. So usually I do that once a year on the 1st of January, and I check whether this is still up to date. Does it still make sense for my business, for my Etsy shop? And if it does, then I keep it. If it doesn't, then I update it. And here you have the personal life vision. I have both business and personal life on the same page because I really think that they work hand in hand. If you're not clear on what you want your personal life to be, then your business is not going to work as well. So for example, here I have 3 sections with I am, I do, and I have, which again are going to be very much linked with what your business vision is. And then I have some type of, vision kind of board with some images I would particularly like, and some quotes that are important to me and that are going to help motivate me. So really, I love this page. I would definitely recommend that you do something like that to keep track of what your vision is for both your personal life and for your business. Going back to the homepage, I have here then the goals, because once you have your vision, it's important to actually keep track of what your goals are. So I have a big yearly goal here that you would put right there with the main business goal for the year, having 1,000 sales. It could be getting a sale a day, 10 sales a day. It could be having 1,000 products, whatever it is. Put it here so that you know what you're working towards for the whole year. And then I really like cutting this main goal into smaller goals for Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. So each quarter would have one smaller goal. And then for each month, then there would be one even smaller goal. So for example, if my main goal is, let's say, having 1,000 sales in my Etsy shop, then Q1 objective would be to add 1 product a day, answering customer questions within 24 hours, and adding 1 post to Instagram a day, let's say. So each could be 1 objective. And then for January, February, and March, I would add smaller goals, which would be, for example, market research, then batch planning for Instagram, smaller tasks that will help my quarter main objective, and then my quarter main objective will help my yearly objective. I really think that this page is very, very useful and very impactful, because a lot of people will have a yearly goal, a big goal. If you don't have the smaller objectives and then the smaller tasks for each objective, you're going to feel defeated and you're going to see this big mountain that is going to be hard to reach. Instead, you're going to see 1 small task that you can do for the month. And every time you will get to that objective, every time you will reach that goal, that smaller goal, you know that you are working towards that bigger goal that will eventually move the needle. So really love this, and I would definitely recommend you use that. And again, keep it updated. So for example, after the end of each quarter, you might want to say, okay, these were the goals. What did I do and what did I not do? Doesn't mean that you did wrong for not finishing one of the objectives for March, for example, but it is important to assess why you are not able to do this goal and how you can eventually change that for the next quarter so that you don't recreate the same mistakes. Going back to the homepage, I have here the habit tracker. So usually the habit tracker is used, for morning routines and things like that. I create a habit tracker for Etsy sellers. This is for every day, because that is supposed to be something that you would do every day for the whole month. So for example, for the first, you're going to see 4 different tasks that I personally do every day in my Etsy shops. First one is customer support. That seems obvious. Every morning, I will check all the questions I would have received from customers and respond to them as quickly as possible. So once you have checked customer support and you've responded to everyone, you can go and check this box, and you can see here it's going to reflect for the progress, and you can see progress 1 out of 4 because I've done 1 out of the 4 tasks that I need to do every day. Then I have listing optimization. Usually I like to look at my bestsellers and see, is there something that I can do to update them, to make them better, change the photos, change the tags, change the title. You always want to not change anything on the original listing. So what I mean by listing optimization is actually duplicating the listing and changing something on the copy. Then you will want to also fulfill your orders if you have any. You can check that once you're done, and then inventory check. So for example, any listing that is manually renewed, I would want to check that there's still enough inventory for them and that I can fulfill the orders. And then once I know and I'm sure, I can just click on that and I'm done for the day. So that's how I do the habit tracker. Really like seeing all of these tasks being done every day. Going back to the home page, I have the sales tracker, which is probably one of my favorite pages. I love using it because it makes it so easy to know exactly what you've done in terms of revenue, in terms of orders, every day, every month, every quarter, and every year. It was a little bit hard, I must admit, to try and set up this because Notion is not necessarily meant for that kind of data, but I managed to do something that is fully optimized and fully automated. The way it works here, you have two main sections with monthly sales and yearly sales. You will want to start with the monthly sales because everything for the yearly sales will come from the monthly sales. So for example, you will want to open April here, and for every day here, you can put how many orders you've got and the revenue that you have as well. For example, I can put that I had, let's say, 10 orders on April 1st and the revenue was 100, let's say. And then once you have filled all of these for every month, for every day, you can scroll down to the yearly sale, which will be automatically updated with the revenue and the orders that you have added in the first section, which is super useful because that allows you to have a clear view of, what I've made in a month, what I've made every day, and then I also have the quarter view. So for example, if you go on Q1 here, I'll be able to see what I've done in January, February, and March, and also in Q2, which is where I have April. So for example, right now, let's say it's the 1st of April, I have made $100. So for the whole quarter, I have done $100. All of this is completely automated, and I really like using it. Having everything in one tool, one app, makes it very seamless and very easy to know and find the information that I'm looking for. So yeah, all of this is really useful, and I know I'm gonna be updating this as time goes by because I think there's gonna be more information that we'll want to add. Really love this page, super useful, and I use it every day. I use it every day. But that was the organization kind of section. Then to finish with, we have the planning section. So I have two main pages. One is the content hub and one is the project planner. So in the content hub, you're going to find everything you need for content creation during speaking, marketing, social media content, and all that kind of thing. The first section here is content creation. So this allows you to put all the content that you want to create for each type of social media or medium. So for example, you have Instagram posts, you have Instagram Reel, stories, TikTok, or YouTube videos if you wanted to do YouTube videos as well. If you wanted to add Twitter, if you wanted to add Facebook, all of this is fully editable to match exactly your marketing strategy. And for each of these content pieces, so for example, let's look at the Instagram post, you're going to find more information about what content pillar it is. So whether it is promotional, educational, community, entertainment, or engagement, what the status is at. So did I start it? Did I design it? Am I doing the captions or is it published? And then again, the type. So you can change here if it's Reel, stories, TikTok, YouTube videos, and all that kind of thing. And what's great with this view is that you can then change the view to have it either by type, so by post, Reel, stories, TikTok, etc., or by table. So for example, you can see all the content that you have, the publishing date that you have also for each of the content so that you know when it's supposed to be published and whether it's been published or not. And then what I really like once you're done is that you can just click on archive here, and it's just going to remove the post altogether and add it to this view here, which is the archive content. Super useful so that you know what you posted already and so that you have an idea of what is already on your social media platforms. Everything on this page is automated, is connected. For example, if I scroll down to the monthly view, I will be able to see each piece of content depending on their publishing date. So if I go to the table view, I'll see that, for example, content 1 is on March 26th. And if I scroll down here, I will find that on March 26th, I have my content number 1. So I know exactly what is supposed to be published at what date, what needs to be done. So for example, here the captions need to be done. It's a promotional type of content and I can work on this, and as soon as it's published, I can click archive and I will know that it's no longer in my content type here. It will be in my archive content. I love this. I use it so much. Every time I'm working on a piece of content, I will use this page so that I know exactly what I'm working towards too. If I scroll down here, you also have the creation process. So if I remove these and make them available again, I can see where they are in terms of their design process. It makes it super easy to come to this page, put all your content ideas to this section, to the content creation, put a publishing date for each of these content pages, and then have a view of what you need to do, and then scroll down and have a clear understanding of what needs to be done, what you need to work on, and what has already been published. So I absolutely love this page. Very powerful in my opinion, just to know what needs to be done when it comes to marketing. I would definitely recommend that you add something similar to this as well. Last little page here, you have the project planner. So the project planner is used for any big project that I would have in my Etsy shop. So this could be a new collection, a new product section, for example, anything related to my shop really. So I want to create a giveaway, for example, on my marketing channels, I can create it here. For example, here you can see that I have two projects here, project 1, project 2. If I click on project 1, for example, I'm going to see what tasks need to be done to get to the end of that project. For example, I have task 1 here, task 2, and a due date for each, which is super useful when, for example, let's say you're trying to create a giveaway. Task number 1 could be creating the design for the post, for example, for Instagram or for TikTok. Task number 2 could be choosing what product you're going to give away. Task number 3 could be scheduling the post. You will be able to change here once they're done. Let's say, for example, task 2 is done. You can change them to done, and that will change the completion of the project to 100%, so that you know this project is now finished and I can just move on to the next one. And you can also scroll down here to the tasks so that you can see each task that needs to be done for each project, so that you know again what needs to be done for all the projects that you have in your Etsy shop. If I go on the calendar view, I can also see each task that needs to be done depending on their publishing dates, which is again extremely useful, and I love using it because it really helps keeping track of what tasks need to be done for me to complete a very important project. So I absolutely love this. Everything is really seamless, works really well together. Notion really is incredible. I don't have anything else to say except you need Notion, really. You need Notion if you want to be productive. You need Notion if you want to take your Etsy shop to the next level. There's just no other way around it. Everything here when it comes to this Etsy Seller Hub is in one place. Everything can be organized, can be tracked, can be monitored, can be analyzed, which I absolutely love. This was it for the Etsy Seller Hub. Again, you can grab it in the description below if you're interested in that, or you can create it yourself. That's perfectly fine with me. You can just recreate the pages that you found useful. But if you don't want the hassle of creating each pages, which I completely understand, it took me quite some time to do that. If you wanted to get it, you can get it in the description below. And if you're watching this video until the end, I want to thank you and I want to give you a little reward. You can get 10% off this template in the description with the code YouTube. I hope you're going to enjoy this template. I really put all my heart in this because I absolutely love Notion. I really want more people, especially small business owners and Etsy sellers, to use it because it really is going to make your Etsy organization and planning just much easier. And I really love this tool. So I hope this was useful. Please let me know in the comments if you use Notion. What page would you recommend I add to this template? What do you use Notion for? And I'm looking forward to reading all of that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.